Hey loves, it's me, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. This is also an edition of Magical Minutes because I'm going to be putting this particular video on both platforms. I wanted you guys to see how to do this because a lot of people have been asking me about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one of my favorite prosperity rituals today. The reason why it's my favorite is because it's reusable. Once we make this and put all the ingredients together, we do not have to ever unless it gets old, which you're going to see it can get old, you might want to refresh it, but for the most part you can reuse this over and over and over again. I usually use mine every full moon and every new moon. Some people light it every day to keep the prosperity of their flow coming into their home, especially during a time of scarcity or job loss or something like that. So without further ado, let me show you how to make this. The first thing you do is you take a jar that is about this size, and you can see how wide the mouth of the jar is. You really want one of these wide mouthed jars, big, so we can really stick stuff into it. You take some sage or Palo Santo and you cleanse the inside of it. Just a little smoke cleanse. Very simple. There you are. Now, according to the directions that I made up, now that you have your jar prepared, you should put some money in it. Now, if you have, it really depends on what you have to spare, but really, honestly, it can be anything. It could be pennies or quarters. I'm just using some Costa Rican coins that I have. And I put them in, as you can see, in a certain way. I'm always going to go from east around, okay? When you want to bring something in, you go from the east to the west to the north around, okay? So that's enough change in there. I'll pop one in the center for good measure. And if you want to use $1 or something like that, that's fine too. But I just so happen to have all of this change that I keep in this drawer. All right, so now your money is in it. Money draws money, so that's your first ingredient. After that, let's see. I'm reading these off of the computer, so I want to make sure I give you guys all of the ingredients. Okay, so we've cleansed our jar. We've put in the money. It says now to add hair. All right, so you want to add some of your own hair. Since the money is for you, you want to add your own hair, and you don't need a lot of your hair. So let me see. Here's a little piece of my locks. Little piece goes right there. Drop it in, and then it says drop in your crystals. I have here green aventurine, pyrite, and citrine. So the money is in. I also had this bracelet, which is green aventurine, that I will also put in because it's all, I can't use it for anything else anymore. So the crystals will be very helpful for this particular spell. All right, so now we have those things in. Let's see. Now what do we have to put in next? All right, it says here that we have in the money, the hair, the crystals that we wanted to put in. And now, now we have to put in the filler. As a filler to fill this, you can either put in one or two things. You can use sugar if you don't have crystals, or you can use teeny tiny crystals to fill it, which is what I'm going to use. Again, from the east, going around. And you really just want to fill it. That's why they call it a filler. The reason why you do it this way is to bring it in. This brings in. The other way puts things out or banishes them. So now we have all of our clean. I cleaned these off and put them in this bowl. So now we have our clean, clear quartz. Clear quartz is an amplifier. And like I said before, if you didn't have all of these, you definitely could opt to use white sugar. In the old days, they always used white sugar. But since I have plenty of these and they're amplifiers of energy, I thought they would be a great to use. So you can use sugar or you can use these. Now it says to put prosperity oil in the four corners of the jar. So east, south, west, north. That's it. Don't need a drop. All right, so we have our drop. We put that in. And going back to the east, it says now to sprinkle in the basil. Got our basil. Go back to the east and sprinkle. Basil. Basil is said to bring in prosperity. Everything we're using is for prosperity. So we got the basil. Another thing for prosperity, our second herb is dried roses. So I have a bag full of these dried roses starting in the east. And again, coming around. So you see, it's more repetition, you know. All prosperity herbs. We always start in the east and draw everything in. Okay. Now, let's see what's next. We got our roses in. Now we're going to do our glitter. We generally use, let's see what we got here. I have green glitter. Okay, let's use our green glitter. And we might have some gold too. So we usually use green and gold for this. And all you do is sprinkle it. I like it because it really gives it a pretty look, you know. Got our green in. And I also have some gold glitter here. Now, to heat things up and bring in more prosperity, we always add a pinch of cinnamon. Pinch of cinnamon. And a pinch of ginger. Got it. So we got everything that we need in. And now it says that we have to put in our cinnamon. We add more cinnamon. But this time, instead of ground cinnamon, we're going to put in cinnamon sticks. To the east. I don't have a lot of these. I got just enough. To the south. Over to the west. Ooh, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to bump it. It made me make you seasick there. And then to the north. That is done. Then you put in bay leaves. Come on, bay. Oh, these bay leaves aren't even open, guys. No wonder. I'm trying to open them. It's not even open. These are brand new bay leaves. Okay. And then the bay leaves go in between. So we started at the east. So it will go right here. This is what is the southeast. And then we'll put another one over. This one is to the southwest. Ooh, I'm so sorry, guys. Y'all gonna be seasick by the end of this. All right, southeast and up here to the northwest. What was that? Southwest, northwest. And then one more. I try to pick the pretty big ones. I like to pick the best ones. And then this one here to the northeast. Okay. All right, there we go. So now, I think we have everything inside of it. So now that we have everything inside, it says, let's see. We have to put in the finished candle. Now, for this one, you have two options here. I'm going to show you both options, okay? If you go to the store, any dollar store, any market, or anything like that, you will find these little small tea light candles. And you could put that right there. Bam. And then you light one of those. Every new moon, every full moon, you would light one of those candles. Okay? Now, your other option I'm going to give you is simply to do a bigger candle. So I have this one here, and I could just use that one, same exact way. And you could push it in. Okay? And then you light your candle. And every time your candle is done, you take it out, and then you just replace it. So let's say this is my full moon candle. I'm done with my full moon candle. And now here is my new moon candle. I'll be done with my new moon candle. And you can just keep changing it every time. But the whole spell itself is already done. That's it. And when you light the candle, you say the magic words 3 times so that it harms none, including me, and perfect time, preferably swiftly. Please, Goddess, grant me abundance and prosperity. You would say that 3 times. You'll let the candle burn out completely. And if you happen to use sugar, because remember in the other one I use sugar. I'll show it to you. This is the one I use sugar in. This one is for prosperity delta, so the ingredients are different. So if you use sugar when it's not in use, you should put the lid on, so ants and critters and things won't eat your spell. But since we used crystals, you still could have critters and things, and you would just cover it. Okay? That's it. So you want to get one of these candles if at all possible. They sell these big fat candles with the lid at Walmart. Okay? So that's it. That's it. Your whole thing is done. Underneath this video, I will put the directions, and you'll be able to see exactly what it was I was reading to you. And if you so choose, you can make one of your own. Now, this one is for fertility, so I'll show you how to do that one in another video. But for now, this is what our prosperity spell looks like. Okay? So I'm going to leave it just like that and put this here. Now, if you're going to use a tea light candle, I would suggest writing your name. Take something you can carve with, like a pen, carve your name into it, carve in some money signs, wipe on some oil from east to west, and then light it. Let it burn. That's it. So let me know if you make yourself one. And like I said, you can light the little tea light every day if you're having a real problem with money. You can do it once during the full moon, once during the new moon. If you're not having money problems, it's kind of a moot point. It's really for people who want to either keep their money flowing or for people whose money is kind of sluggish. Okay, so if you're somebody like me who has a business and you want to keep your money flowing, twice a month would be more than good enough. If you're somebody that lost your job or have some employment problems, you might want to use a tea light every day. Be sure to practice fire safety. Keep an eye on your spell. If you're going to be sleeping, you need to make sure that it's near you so you can keep an eye on it. When you're awake, keep away, things from it that it might burn or, something like that. I probably would put a fire safety something underneath it usually. Usually when it comes to me, I put coasters underneath mine. If I'm going to burn this on my altar or next to my bed, I put a coaster under it. That way, I'm pretty certain it's going to be all right. Now, you also have another option of what to put underneath it. Sometimes I put a selenite slab underneath it. Either way, oh, it's a moth. Attracted to the light. Fire safety. Okay? So that's it, guys. That's all you got to do. Just make sure that you got your fire safety on point. Watch this video, and there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and hanging out with me. And I will see you next time. And I hope that your prosperity continues to increase now and forever. See you later.